Norway, the country of fjords, energy, and the Arctic. Norway may look like a quiet country on the edge of Europe, but behind its mountains, fjords, and Arctic landscapes is a country with enormous influence. Norway is a major energy supplier to Europe, a founding member of NATO, and one of the world's most important Arctic countries. With a population of just over 5.6 million people, Norway has built a surprisingly powerful position in the world. This is Norway. Norway is located in northern Europe and forms part of Scandinavia. Its capital is Oslo, located in the southeastern part of the country. Norway has a population of around 5.6 million people as of 2026. It is a constitutional monarchy, and the country has been independent from Sweden since 1905. Norway's modern society is known for high levels of welfare, economic stability, and a high standard of living. But to understand Norway, you first have to understand its geography. Norway's landscape is one of the most dramatic in Europe. Mountains, glaciers, islands, and a long coastline define much of the country. Its famous fjords were created over thousands of years as glaciers carved deep valleys into the landscape. Among the best known are the Geiranger Fjord and Narøy Fjord, both UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Sogne Fjord stretches for around 205 kilometers and is the longest and deepest fjord in Norway. And Norway extends far beyond its mainland. Its northern territories reach into the Arctic, while the Svalbard archipelago lies deep in the Arctic Ocean. Norway's history stretches back more than 1,000 years. The Viking Age is one of the most famous chapters of Norwegian history. Norwegian seafarers traveled across the North Atlantic, reaching places such as Iceland and Greenland. Centuries later, Norway developed into a modern constitutional state. The Norwegian Hospital was adopted in 1814 and remains in use today. Norway became fully independent from Sweden in 1905. Today, the country is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary democracy. Norwegian culture has been shaped by the sea, mountains, winter, and a close relationship with nature. Outdoor life is an important part of Norwegian culture. Skiing, hiking, fishing, and time spent in nature are deeply connected to everyday life. Norway is also home to the Sami, the indigenous people of the country. The Sami have their own languages, cultural traditions, and political institutions. Modern Norway is therefore not only a Scandinavian society, but also a country with indigenous Arctic heritage. Norway's transformation into one of the world's wealthiest countries is closely connected to petroleum. Large oil and gas resources were developed in the North Sea, beginning in the second half of the 20th century. Today, oil and natural gas remain extremely important to the Norwegian economy. In 2025, oil and gas accounted for about 57% of Norway's total exports of goods by value. Norway is also one of the world's largest exporters of natural gas. Much of its gas is transported through pipelines to European markets. But Norway did something unusual with its petroleum wealth. Instead of simply spending all of the revenue, the country built one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds. There is another side to Norway's energy story. Hydropower dominates the country's electricity system. In 2025, hydropower produced about 90% of Norway's electricity. The reason is geography. Norway has enormous amounts of rainfall, snow, mountains, and water reservoirs. Rivers and waterfalls can therefore be turned into electricity on a huge scale. This gives Norway a distinctive combination. A country that exports large amounts of oil and gas, while producing most of its domestic electricity from hydropower. Norway is also strategically important because of its position in the Arctic. Large parts of the country lie north of the Arctic Circle. The Arctic is becoming increasingly important for security, shipping, resources, and geopolitics. Norway has been a NATO member since the alliance was founded in 1949. In 2026, NATO has placed increasing attention on security in the high north and Arctic. For Norway, this means that its northern geography is not just about nature. It is also part of Europe's security environment. Norway's population is small compared with its enormous territory. But the country has developed a highly organized welfare state and a strong economy. Norwegian society is also becoming increasingly multicultural. The Sami remain an important part of Norway's identity as the country's indigenous people. Their languages, traditions, and cultural rights are protected through Norwegian law. This combination of modern institutions, Arctic geography, and indigenous heritage gives Norway a distinctive identity in Europe. So what makes Norway important? It is a small country by population, but its influence reaches far beyond its borders. It is an energy supplier to Europe. It is a major Arctic country. It is a founding NATO member. It has enormous natural resources and one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds. And its fjords, mountains, and northern landscapes have made Norway one of the most recognizable countries in the world. From the Viking Age to the Arctic, from oil and gas to hydropower, Norway is a country where geography has shaped history, wealth, and global influence. This is Norway.